Welcome back and another talking technical and we must talk about the cryptocurrencies. I've never been involved with them. I always analyze the charts for clients and I know a lot of my clients made some wonderful money out of it and they were keen on buying Bitcoin. I think the big problem was many said that this is the next thing for the future and you just need to buy them and hold them. But as any financial instrument, we have seen over the years that sometimes it's also time to buy, but also sometimes time to sell. And if you look at Bitcoin, I can remember when the chart was starting to worry, and I saw these double top on the weekly chart many months ago. I thought, but wow, can this instrument really play out? And really dropped from that elevated levels. I think it was close to 69,000. On this chart, 65,000, and to lose momentum from there. A lot of us just thought, wow, maybe this is going to 100,000. But I just want to show viewers here that remember, this is a weekly chart, and let's have a look here. There's that massive support here. If we look at this double top here, that double top developed in April 21 and October 21. And who thought that when 31,800, the neckline will turn into a support and this share or this instrument can really go down. But the sad news about this is if I use the projection from the top and I project it to the downside, then we're not yet even finished. Then Bitcoin can maybe go, let's just do the extension there. Well, can you believe it? I hope that I'm once again wrong here, because that can take Bitcoin to 2,940. This is when this double top played out in full. So, yes, I know there's a lot of viewers that would like to get involved with Bitcoin. And for me, it's quite simple. If you want to buy it and if you've got the risk appetite for it, because we've just seen now that there's some platforms that actually goes under, that cannot pay people money, and people struggle to get their money out of them. I don't know if you want to get involved with that, but of course, there's always an opportunity. But if I look at it, if that double top maybe does not play out, we've got a beautiful descending channel here. And above 21,060, it can break to the upside and then maybe take it up all the way to 25,000. But we're right at the bottom of this channel. The stop loss will be 15,700. It just shows you it's always a time to look at shares, buy them, and sometimes to sell them. You rarely find a share that you can really keep for many years. For me, I think there was a few that I've seen in my lifetime, and that is maybe a Remgro or a British American Tobacco. Yes, they go down, they consolidate, they go up, but eventually they stay on the market. Classic Remgro's been on the market for many years. They unbundled some shares, and in COVID it dropped to 100 Rand. It's now around 140. It's so stable. I think those kind of shares you can hold. Something like Bitcoin, just be a little bit, as we will say in Afrikaans, versigtig. Let's look at Richemont. Now, Richemont came out last week and it surprised the market with a 25% growth in income. And this share just rocketed. Remember, there was a head and shoulder brewing on the chart. There it is. There you are. Well, there's the left shoulder, there's the head, and there was the right shoulder busy forming. And of course, it suddenly moved up, and there was the top of that right shoulder at 201 Rand 77. But the chart just rocketed, from 177 to 214, almost in 1 week. And remember, this is one of the heavy weights in the market. It can easily influence the market, and we've seen it. The market went up almost 5% the other day when this announcement came out, and it dragged the whole market along. In actual fact, I said to a friend of mine, if the market was expensive in January, before we had this massive correction and partially into a bear market. How expensive is the index now? Because we're almost 3,000 points from the top. So it just shows you what the influence can be of one of these companies. So for me, the chart looks still okay. I'm still worried about this head and shoulder that can maybe play out. But for me, there's something else that I would like to show you. Remember, this is a top company, worldwide company. They rarely disappoint. And here we see that there is a tiny little formation developing here, and that is a classic, you can almost say rising wedge in the making. But we're right at the top. We'll have to see if it goes higher than 215, it can wipe this information off the table. But if it gets below 183.03, this channel can really break to the downside and take this share to 135.17. And you can bet yourself $1 if Richemont starts to go below 180, our index will really struggle to follow through, and it will probably come under pressure, and we'll see some selling. Let us look at Goldfields. I mean, Goldfields was involved with that Yamana deal, and everybody thought that Goldfields is actually going to buy the company. But then there were some other companies that came out with some better offers. So they wanted to buy the company, and Goldfields almost was excluded. But I mean, it also really triggered the price. I mean, the share price went from 140 to 190 in weeks, and that was because investors were happy that the deal didn't go through. And that told me something, and that is that investors don't want big companies to really spend their money. They're happy if the company is successful, making good money, and they're happy to see that money probably go to investors. But for me, it's almost like I was worried many years ago about Bitcoin, and the same thing here. We're sitting here on a massive double top. Can you believe it? There's a top, there's another top. It's also a little bit of a distorted double top, but the big thing is this is the level 129.70. If Goldfields starts to go below 129.70, it can really surprise us, and it can maybe take us all the way down. Let's just do that sum there. So for me, I think the easy money has been made after that announcement. The share really went up beautifully. It can maybe take this counter to 20 Rand. So I really hope I am completely wrong for all the gold bulls. And I know there's many of them, but I think Goldfields can start to go above 200 Rand. We can maybe see it all the way working its way up to about 249 Rand. In actual fact, I think our market, if I just look at some of these shares that had these wonderful rallies, is one of the best performers of the year. If you compare that to some of the other companies and some of the other indexes around the world. I mean, the S&P 500 is still about 20% from its top, but our market is about 3-4% from its all-time high. So just shows you that sometimes market can really surprise you to your side. Let us look at Heineken. I mean, this is one of the counters in the world that's a massive company, and they involved with beverages. And someone asked me, and he said, Frans, you know, the European economy is under so much pressure. In actual fact, there's some people that say they are well into a recession already. And if I look at Heineken, I just want to say to myself, okay, but if that economy is really under pressure, let's just look here. Can a share price, and remember this is a weekly chart, really look like this? If a company is if a country is really under pressure, and Heineken I know is a worldwide company, that tells you that this company is actually holding up quite well. It's quite a defensive company. And for me, it's quite simple. We've got a beautiful flat top here. You can see there's the overhang. And while we've got this, almost you can say, triangle busy forming, the share price needs to get above 102 euros to really push to the upside, and then it can take it all the way up to about 120, 122. But if it breaks below 84, it can really take it down to about 63. And why do I get those levels? It's just the extension between the support and the resistance, and extend it to the top. But what it tells me, and maybe I'm completely wrong, if countries are struggling, if countries are saying that we're under immense pressure, the economy is not doing well, and the share prices look at levels very close to previous highs. I mean, Heineken was 104 in 2020, all right? It dropped all the way down to 70 in COVID, and we're now at 86. It just tells you that these companies are telling us that either the economy is not that bad, and people are still buying these companies because they believe that the best is ahead of us, or these share prices of all these companies, and we've seen now a few, is very close to all-time highs, not far from all-time highs, and they are telling you that maybe the economy is not that bad, or people sit with loads of cash and they still pump it into the market. Now, that's a long debate. We can go on for hours now. And I mean, the interest rate cycle in America, some is saying it's stopping out. But for me, I'm just saying if companies are starting to trade around close to levels to the top, I mean, Heineken is just 10% from the top. It's in a economy that struggles. And I mean, if a country is in a recession, then share prices should be quite under pressure, and we don't see that. Very interesting. So we will see in time to come how it plays out. Maybe the economies are not that bad as people think. Well, thank you for watching the show. Visit our website www.fransdeklerk.com for more info, and as always, we will chat again.